Good morning and welcome back to White Mountains Today here on White Mountain TV 16. And joining us right here in the studio is David Smolin from the Conway Public Library. How are you today?
I'm fine, Rob. Thank you so much for having me today.
Absolutely good to see you back here in the studio.
Yeah, I'm thrilled. I love White Mountains TV, and Chris Prue is one of my buddies. Hi, Chris. Good morning.
Where is Chris, anyway? So, David, so let's talk about, this has been an interesting year for you, I'm sure, at the Conway Public Library.
It certainly has, yes.
And but you guys have been doing a lot of different programs, a lot of different ways to kind of get people still involved with the library, even though you couldn't go into the library. So what's going on now?
Yeah, well, we've actually been open, last year. Everyone has their COVID story, right? Our COVID story is the building closed for about 14 weeks, but we've been open for a year. We reopened last June 29th. We were open 48 hours a week. This week we just started new hours, so now we're open 56 hours a week. Our hours are Monday through Thursday, 9 to 8. Fridays 9 to 5, and Saturdays 9 to 1. So we're open, and we're encouraging groups to use the meeting room, to reserve the meeting room if they want, and we're happy to facilitate that. And
it's just, such a spectacular building anyway, just to go in and kind of peruse through. And, one of the things I love about it, the addition when it was done a few years ago, totally blends in. You don't know about it, but then you go inside, you have the best of both worlds, plus the added room, and all, lots. You got a lot of books there, David.
We do have books. It's books and more. So like this summer, we have our summer reading program, and we want to encourage kids to read all summer. Every Wednesday at 3:30 in the library park, we're going to have a public program. This last Wednesday, we had a magic show. We had about 100 people in the park.
With the often confused Robert Clark. I've been getting a lot of people saying, "Oh, you're a magician too?" And I'm like, "No, I'm actually not a magician," but it's very funny to see that. But
yeah. I wasn't sure myself when I first saw that. I was scratching my head. But so we had a magic show last Wednesday. We have music coming up this coming Wednesday, 3:30 in the park. We're actually renting a tent this summer, a 20 by 30 tent. That was interesting to see how difficult it was to rent a tent this summer. It's not easy.
Wow!
I made a lot of phone calls to get that tent. So Wednesdays at 3:30 this summer through August 11th. We'll have programs in the park, and we'd love to see everyone there.
Well, that sounds great. Plus, as we said, if you just want to go in general and check out a book.
Yeah, absolutely. We have our website's conwaypubliclibrary.org, and you can find books there. You can search for books.
Yep.
We also have a downloadable book service. It's called Libby. So if on your phone, if you look up the Libby app, you can find ebooks there. You can find downloadable books. And I've really discovered the joys of listening to audiobooks in my car through the Bluetooth. And that's been great. So on your phone, on your app service, just look up Libby.
Yeah.
So.
And it's great, like you say, just being able to do that. I've done that with some audiobooks, and it's nice because it resumes where you left off, and so you don't have to kind of reboot it every time.
And it's way better with the kids. My kids are 9 and 11, and I'd really enjoy listening. I'd much rather listen to a kid's children's book than some of the horrible music they like to listen to.
Kids today.
I know. But the Libby app is great, and but we're open, and we're really excited to be open, and so come on down.
So and what other things are in the future for the Conway Public Library?
Well, this summer we're doing another. Here, I'll just put this up. I hope that's okay if I just put up a little sign here. It's called Fun to Be 5, and this is a kindergarten readiness program that we're doing this summer with Tessa and Nicole, and basically it's going over sort of different programs to review different kinds of things such as like social, emotional development. I'm just reading from the flyer.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
I can't remember. I'm almost 50 now, Rob. I don't know. I can't. Everything's going downhill. Gross and fine motor skill building, math, science, art exploration, and of course literacy. So, And that's that program requires registration. So so just contact the library and we can sign you up.
And what a neat program! A great way for some of the kids and the parents to meet other kindergarten-bound kids.
That's right. And also we're doing story time in the park on Wednesdays at 10:30 this summer. And the library really is a place where we promote early childhood education. We know the value and the importance of early childhood education, for the long-term development of our kids.
Absolutely.
So take your kids to the library, regardless of what town you live in, And also, one thing to know is if you live in Conway, Jackson, Tamworth, or Madison, your library card is good at all 4 of those libraries. So if you live in Jackson, you can just walk into the Conway Library and check out a book. If you live in Madison, you can come to the Conway Library, the Tamworth Library, the Jackson Library, and just use your library card right there. Yeah. So that's what we call a common borrower card, and we're really happy about that.
Oh, that's great. That's a good thing for people to know about.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we have a lot of programs going on. Another thing we're doing this summer, Rob, is this is a first, is we have this week-long summer camp this summer, and that's in coordination with Project Succeed, the after-school program in the Conway School District. And that program is called the Mission to Mars, where we're doing it's a combination of 3-dimensional printing and robotics.
Oh, wow.
So, that program I'm really proud of, and that's, again, a collaboration with Project Succeed. So, it's not your grandparents' public library.
No.
Let's put it that way.
No, those days are gone, but that's what's so great is just all the opportunities you have, and you still have periodicals, don't you?
Absolutely. Magazines can be checked out like books, and there's no it's not like a reference book or anything, where that's kind of an old school thing. The Overdrive service, also the Libby app, Overdrive, it's the same thing, also has downloadable magazines, and that is like a replica edition of an actual magazine. So like the New Yorker, let's say, or Outside Magazine, for example, I believe is on there. So you can just swipe through it, and it is the replica, some advertisements and everything.
Right.
And that works really nice on a tablet.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Well, plus but I was just saying it's nice to go in and be able to actually to touch a periodical, because those days are a little bit gone of sitting and perusing through magazines and newspapers.
And Rob, one other thing we've just started to offer is the Wall Street Journal online. And so that is, if you don't have an account with the Wall Street Journal, you go to the library's website, you click on the link, you set up an account, and then you have free access to the Wall Street Journal for 72 hours. So that's really a new service at the library, and we're really excited about that.
Yeah.
And we also have the New York Times online, so we try to have a variety of opinions.
Right. Well, that's great. So if people want to get more information about the library, what's the best way to find out?
Well, you can call us at 603-447-5552 or visit us at conwaypubliclibrary.org. And, also, of course, we're on Facebook, Instagram. We have a Twitter account, but I don't tweet much. But, so those are the main venues. And we also have an email newsletter that you can sign up through the library's website.
Right, then that was probably a great way to know what's going on at the library.
Definitely. We're always sending out newsletters and information about programs and services. So, yeah.
That sounds great. Anything else you want to throw out there, David, before we?
I just want to say how much I adore my staff. They're great, and how talented they are, and I really appreciate our library trustees. Julie Laracy is the chair of the library board, and it's a real privilege to work with her and all the trustees.
That sounds great. That's great. Well, David, thanks so much for coming by, and you definitely want to check out the Conway Public Library and all the great offerings they have all summer long. Plus the books, we can't forget the books.
Books. That's right. We are about books.
There you go.
All right.
And we'll be back here in a minute on White Mountains Today.